Alright, finally we have arrived at the last chapter, which involves Heroku deployment. Heroku is a platform that allows you to run and operate web applications in the cloud. So we're gonna be deploying our Django web app here. So the first thing that you need to do is to go to Heroku and create an account. I already have an account. And you can log in, or well, that's the first thing that you want to do, create an account. After you have created an account, you can go to Heroku Cli, which is different, and install it as well. Just follow the instructions and install it on your computer. I used a Mac. I'm using a Mac, that's why I installed it here. But if you're using Windows, you can use these two buttons here. So that's the first thing that you have to do. So after you have done all of that, then we can proceed to install the following packages: pip install Django Heroku, and then pip install Unicorn. So these packages help us handle the configuration needed to deploy our web application on Heroku. And now let's proceed to issue this command: pip freeze requirements.txt. This is gonna create a requirements text file that it's gonna have all the packages that we're using, so that Django knows which packages our app needs. And this is how the requirements.txt looks like. So you can see it on the after you issue the command, there would be a new file here on the left side, and if you click on it, you will see all the packages that we're deploying on Heroku. So after you do that, create a new text file. So that text file is gonna be created on this so right here. So it's gonna be called runtime.txt. And you can take a look at the folder tree here to know where it's created. It's created next to the requirements.txt, or not next, but at the same level as all of these files. And in this file we're gonna put the Python version that we're running. And to see the Python version that we're running, just issue the command python -2- and then version, and then it tells you like which Python you're running on. In this case, Python 3.9.5. So I'll use that one, and then save the file, and you can close this file. Now we need to create a new file called proc file, and it doesn't have an extension. So we're gonna create it at the same level as the runtime text and requirements.txt. So it's gonna be the first one is uppercase. Proc file, this is a Heroku file, and we're just gonna have the same. This is the name of our app, which is example. And then this is some of the things that Heroku needs to run our app. So let's just copy whatever it's on the right, since we're using the same naming convention and all of that. So after you have everything, then just save the file and again close the file. And now we can go to settings.py and go to the top of the file, and you can make just write this import here: import Django Heroku. And we also need to set debug to false. And you can put it at the end, this line, that's Heroku, that's settings locals. Okay, so after we have done that, then we can then you need to check if you have Git install. If you don't have Git, then you'll need to get that first and install it. I already have it, but let's check the version here. And as you can see, it's the one that comes with Apple, so I already have it. But if you don't have it, you can just go to the Git website and install it. So after you have installed Git for the first time, you need to set your credentials, and these are the commands that you have to issue in order to set those credentials. And here you can use whatever username you want and your email. For mine, I'm using different credentials because I already did this. But if you don't, you can use your own credentials if you don't have it, if it's the first time that you're installing it. And now we need to create a Git Ignore in the project directory at the same level as all the files that we've been creating so far. So when you create this file, make sure that you have the dot at the beginning, Git Ignore. And then once you create it, you can see here the logo of the Git application. And in that file, we're gonna include the virtual environment because we can recreate it. So, and we don't want that. So we can ignore that one safely, and then also ignore the Pi cache. So we don't need to track these files. That's why we're putting them in the Git Ignore. Alright, so now let's just close all of this and then just issue the command git init. After you issue git init, you should see the message that says that initialize an empty Git repository. And now just issue git add and then also dot and then git commit. Then you can just put ready for deployment or something like that. Alright, you can see that all the files are being created and all of that. Now git status, it will tell you like everything is good here. And now we're gonna, so the reason why you install Heroku CLI is so that you can connect the project here to Heroku. So if you issue Heroku login, you will be able to log in from here. And it tells you to press any key, then it will open Heroku. So once you log in, just put your credentials. Okay, so now you're logged in, and it should tell you here logged in as, and this is my email. And now we're just gonna do Heroku create to create our app. You should get like an app name like this or something different. It's randomly generated by Heroku. We can change that, and we'll change that later. And now we can just push the application on Heroku. So git push Heroku master. And now you just have to give it some time while it's pushing the application on Heroku. So we'll just wait for that now. So if you get this problem that says that it was rejected or something like that, and it tells you that you need to disable, you can like issue this command to disable the collect static. You can issue that command because we're serving the static files from AWS S3 buckets, so we don't really care too much about that. So let's just issue the command and then just try to deploy it again. And as you can see now, disable collect static, it's equal to 1. So now let's try to push it again after you disable the collect static. Alright, so what we did was, so we got this problem saying that we should issue the Heroku disable collect static, and that's what we did. So we issued that command, you can see here, and after that we tried to push the project again, as you can see here, and now it worked. And as you can see now it's been deployed. So issue the command on the right side, Heroku apps, and then rename bike finder, which is what we will name the app. Okay, it's been updated. Now go to Heroku, and you should be able to go to where the app is, And now we have to change a few things since we're not using this server here. We're using our own server, and we're also using Amazon S3 bucket, so we still need to do some configuration here. So let's just follow what's here on the right. So click on the app and then go to resources. Go here where it says to this drop down menu and then delete add-on. Now you have to type the name of the app. So proceed to do that. Then go to settings and then go to reveal config vars. This is what we set the collect static to 1, remember? Alright, and now we have to do this. So open settings.py. So let me arrange this so that you can see here. So if you go to settings.py, you will find all the information that we need to set the values here on the Heroku dashboard. So you can read here on the right, and we need the access key. So let's copy paste that. So we need the regular access key first. So let's just copy, then just paste here, and then the value, same thing. And then click on add. And now we'll do the same thing with the secret key. And then here the value. Ideally for the secret key and all of the keys here in the project, there is another key. If you scroll all the way up, this one. So you want to keep them secret, and for that you use environment variables. But for in this part, we're not gonna cover that, but I'll make a video about the environment variables. Alright, so another thing that we need is the S3 bucket. So here, just make sure that the naming is correct as well. Then just copy paste. For the final part, for the database URL, this is a little bit tricky, but I'll walk you through it. So just type database underscore URL, and then for the value, we need to follow the format that we have here. So let's do that right now. So we'll type Postgres, lowercase. And then we'll just follow the format, example, which is the username. Then what's the password? The password is password 12345. Same that we have here. Let's make sure that everything is correct. At, and then we'll just copy the host here. So just copy here. And then we'll use the port 5432. And then we have slash. And we have the name of the name that's example underscore 1. Oh, don't change it there, change it here. Which is the database name. So now you can click on add. Alright, so now you can just minimize this, and then let's make this bigger. And now let's issue the command Heroku open. This will open the app. As you can see, we have the app now, and now the domain name has changed, and now we're using HTTPS a bike finder.heroku.app, which means that the app is running on Heroku now. So now you can so this is the same thing, and we can add the custom domain. So let's explore the page and make sure that the website, and make sure that everything is working. If you go to listings, you should see the listings here. Everything is being served. The images are being served, and you can register, you can create an account, and you can do whatever you want now. So let's finish all of this with by changing this domain to custom domain, something that you want to change it to. So this is the very last part. So we can just close this. Go to the Heroku dashboard and go to settings. and then go to domains, and let's add the domain that we, in this case I don't have bike finder. I don't own bikefinder.com, so I'll just use a different domain that I have, but you can do this with any domain that you own. So my domain is dev.to, so that's the one that I'll be using for this tutorial here. So you just have to change the name of your domain here. Let's add domain again, and you'll type asterisk dot and then the name of your domain again, .com, and then just click on next. And you see this DNS target here, we want to copy that, and you can see the instructions here on the right. It's the same thing but with the images. And then we'll copy the DNS target of the one that has the asterisk in front. And now go to the dashboard of your domain provider. In my case it's Namecheap. And then so this is my domain. You go to advanced DNS if you're doing if you also have Namecheap, and where it says cname record host www. So I already changed this before, but then I'll just click here and then just copy the new one. Copy and paste the new one, and then just click here on the check mark. This is the new one. As you can see, if we go back, the DNS target, so that's the one. And that's all. Now I think it's been saved here, so you can so just give it like maybe a few hours or maybe a little bit longer, and when you go back and type your domain, so in my case dev.to.com, see it's still not loading, but I'll show you once it loads. It takes a while, to be honest. Let's try it like this first. Yeah, no, we'll have to wait a little bit. Hello everyone, I'm back just to show you that now the custom domain has been set properly. So it took a couple of hours, and now as you can see, if you type your custom domain, it takes you to where the web app is, and you can see the domain here. So as you can see, it worked. So now you can explore, you can create more listings, you can do anything you want, and now you have a custom domain. So as you can see, it says that's not secure. That's because it doesn't have a SSL certificate. But if you want to add that, I think you can go to Cloudflare, and then you'll get one that's for free. You just type Cloudflare and then SSL and how to set it up. I'll do a video about that as well if you want me to. And yeah, I think that's it. So now I already recorded the part after this, so see you there, I guess. Alright, and that's how you use a custom domain for your web application. So that's the end of the book. That's the end of this series as well. You can see the quiz here, the challenge, and the answer sheet. On a final note, I just want to thank everyone who has been watching my videos. I really appreciate it. This is the end of the series, but I'll keep making individual videos and also more series coming up. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see, and I'll make those videos. I will also be working on other things related to web development, and some things that might not be related to web development, but we'll be coming up with new content soon. So I just want to thank everyone, and happy programming. Thank you.